Good morning. This is yet another day of my practice when I practice English and camera presence. And as always, please don't watch this video because it's made for me. I don't edit it. I do like almost zero editing, and the purpose is for me to have a lot of practice talking to a camera using English. And that's it, to expose myself to this uncomfortable environment for me or situation, and let my body learn that it's safe enough. There is nothing awful or threatening about being in front of a camera, and also using English speaking and being imperfect. Yes, so I'm gonna continue with the script now. I stopped on the segment focused on the select tag or select HTML element. So let me refresh what we are here doing. I'll put sauce. Okay, the name will be sauce. And what I'm curious about is whether it's possible to, what happens when I do something like label for sauce, and then we'll do sauce, and I will put the ID sauce. Sauce on the same line. Great. Great. So I'll start. It's gonna be tomato now. Let's okay, so I do have all that initial select ready. Let's wrap this select. Into a paragraph with a paragraph, and also add a label like this. That's gonna be sauce. What did I use? Pizza sauce. Pizza. sauce capital S. Don't forget to make sure that the for attribute is the same as the ID. Otherwise, they won't be linked. Let's also add a horizontal rule to separate it visually. Even more. Okay. Now let's test what it's gonna look like, and great. This is better. Notice that when this page loads, okay. What if I want that? What if I want the barbecue? The barbecue sauce to be selected by default. Because why not? It's great. It's a great sauce. Because why not? It's a great sauce. For that, we can use the selected attribute. It's kinda like the checked attribute only, but for the option tag. So I'll add the selected attribute to the barbecue option. I think that this is better. Now let's make sure that we have this new code in the Notion page. Do I need all this? Or is it more convenient to have only selected? Maybe it is more convenient to store only changes of that code because of several reasons. First of all, if I change something like URL in the action attribute of our form, then I'll need to change it in only one place, and also the page doesn't get bloated with tons of code. So maybe it's a good approach to store only differences. Let's test that. Okay, so now when we option is selected by default when this page loads. Then I would like to multiple, also to show them that it's possible to select several attributes too. At this stage, then let's do that, because I want to, I don't know, I want to cover this option. It's possible, it sometimes can be useful. I can remember some scenarios when I used it to work for my projects. It's not a common thing to do. You know what? Maybe I don't need. Let's not cover this, because it's quite rare to use this option. Most of the time, you'll use either, or they'll use either some sort of JavaScript plugin to have a beautiful UI and functional. By default, this this select that allows to select multiple options isn't that great. You can achieve the same functionality with checkboxes. They already know that. So I don't know whether it adds useful information or overwhelms them. What's more, and for me it's more work, so like, why? And that's it. Now you know how to add drop-down lists to your page. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT generated us about iframes. So maybe, do I have text area? Oh, text area. Yes, this is Well, I can admit that. Let's not cover it. Nah. The iframe tag. This is important to cover. The iframe tag. I have a feeling that I described it. I had a script for iframes. So, but it's just weird. I don't remember where specifically I put that. I remember I described it with Baldur's Gate example. That's for sure. But allow for screen. Yeah, this was. This was described and outline draft. Okay. We can remove that. Draft, you need semantic text. Draft. Maybe it's somewhere here. Is it? No. Oh, I've done so much work. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, phrases to steal, thumbnail intro, like, competitors. What's here? Do I have an iframe? Oh, there you go. Now let's discuss the iframe. The iframe tag is a powerful HTML element that allows you to embed another HTML page within your current page. Iframes are useful for including content like videos, maps, or a web page right into your website. This is how you add YouTube videos. This is how you add YouTube videos, for example. This is for example how you this is right. We'll check it with Jim. Okay. Let's add one. I'll start with the iframe. Next goes the src attribute. It's where we put a link to the web page we want to include. Let's put the link to the Baldur's Gate 3 official full intro cinematic video. If I refresh our page, there is already this. Okay, shit. I thought that I have everything covered, but still, I've got this link and everything, so it's already something, quite a lot of work, border and other things. Okay. Oh, HTML comments. Right. This thing, I feel like I have to cover, haven't I? Okay, so there's nothing there. Next, we'll look at HTML comments. They allow you to include notes in your code which the browser ignores. Use them to explain sections of your... This is... I completely forgot about this. Is this useful, text area? I don't think that it is useful because text areas are... Normally you use a WYSIWYG editor. Maybe I will use this here. Where is it? PHP, okay. Let's leave it this. Let's leave here this portion because maybe it's gonna be interesting. Labels, method, OL. Look at that. So many. We're not gonna learn CSS in this video, but you've probably noticed that HTML elements come with default styles. I really like that. Default styles. Many of our HTML elements have a different look. That's because web browsers add default styles to them. Paragraphs get margins, making them easier to read. Headings, okay, all right. Great, and this image is fun. Default styles. How, like... I completely forgot about all this. Okay, what need for this course and alternative. Let's use this one too. Let's output it right here. Oh, wait a minute. Benefits, what's covered? Browser code editor. Great. I was worried. Because I was worried. Okay, the syntax is this. Do I have this? Do I have this? Doc type, the syntax, straightforward, great. Okay, so it seems that I have extra topics to include and explain. Let's put then HTML comments as the I don't like it. Let it be then comments, HTML comments. iframe will be, the iframe segment will be 19, and here we'll have, oh wait a minute, 18, and this one is gonna be 19. Okay, let's see. This is for iframes. All right. Then what do we have here? Checkboxes. It's not. Doesn't matter. The iframe tag, iframe semantic will not gonna have semantic tags here. It is too advanced, I'd say. Okay, what should I cover with iframe? Let's see what ChatGPT generated us. Now let's dive into a topic that brings the web to life in a whole new way. Holy dramatic thing, embedding content from other websites directly onto your page. We're talking about the iframe tag, a powerful and flexible way to insert another document within the current HTML document. You just said that. Imagine you're creating a poster for a school project and you want to include a small window showing a live view of a nature cam from a national park. In the digital world, this is the iframe stands for inline frame. It's like a picture frame from any external content you wish to showcase on your site. This could be a video, a map, or even a whole other web page. Let's start simple. Let's say you want to embed a YouTube video about HTML for your viewers. Here is how you do it. In this line of code, SRC stands for source, which is the URL of the video you want to embed. Do I have this? We want to embed iframe. iframe stands for inline frame. Okay, let's add this one. Just like pointing someone to where they can watch the video, SRC points your iframe to the content it should display. Not bad. Now notice the width and height attributes. They're pretty straightforward. They determine the size of the frame on your page measured in pixels. It's like choosing, okay, do I say something like we did. Notion is stopped working for some reason, like we did with images. It's in pixels. Okay. It's like choosing the size of the window you're installing on a wall. Bigger or smaller, it's up to you how much of your wall or web page you want it to take up. But web content can be messy, and sometimes you get these unwanted scroll bars or borders around your embedded content. To tidy things up, there is the frame border attribute. Setting frame border tells the browser, hey, let's keep it clean. No borders around this frame, please. Lastly, with this, embedding is like magic. You take a piece of internet and make it a seamless part of your web page. Whether it's a tutorial, a Google map, or a fun interactive widget, iframe lets you enrich your site's content without cluttering it up with links, asking visitors to click here to see more. Remember, while iframe is powerful, it's best used judiciously. What's that? Not everything needs to be embedded directly on your page. Consider the user experience and the load time of your site. But when used right, okay, let's put that. I like it. Let's see the other version that ChatGPT generated. Now that we've covered it a lot, let's jump into something that can make your web pages more interactive and informative without much complexity. Without the iframe tag. Think of an iframe as a window on your web page that displays another web page inside it. Oh, I like it. It's like having a picture-in-picture feature on your TV. You can watch two things at once. This can be super useful for embedding things like maps, videos, or even other web pages directly into your website. This can be super useful for embedding things like maps. This is, for example, how you add YouTube videos to your website. Let's add one. I'll start with the iframe tag. Next goes the OK. Let's start by introducing the iframe tag itself. Here is how you might use it to embed a YouTube video. In this example, the SRC attribute tells the browser where to find the content we want to display in our frame. You can think of SRC as specifying the address for the browser to look at through the iframe window. The width and height attributes control the size of the iframe. It's like resizing the picture-in-picture video on your TV. You can make it larger to focus on the video, or smaller if it's just a part of your content. I'm not sure. I think we'll have mute, rewind, pause, and do some other simple actions. But I can't go full screen, and the frame is quite small. And there's also this ugly default border. To remove the border, we use the frame border attribute. Frame border attribute. Let's do that. Do that and that. Yeah. I'll set it to 0. I'll set it to 0. Width, you can make larger, frame border. Lastly, if you are embedding the content, when you list all the important things using 12 words or less, what a web developer must know about iframes in the format listicle. Let's see what it generates as. External SRC with attribute. Okay, height, full screen, always embed only allowed content. Too many iframes can slow down your page. Use them sparingly. Okay, I like this one. What else? Consider user experience. Ensure embedded content is mobile responsive for better. Use CSS to further monitor iframe content for changes as external updates may affect your site. Implement security practices to prevent clickjacking and other vulnerabilities with iframes. Okay, I think we got enough. Let's polish this thing. So I will go. So now let's discuss the iframes. Now let's discuss iframes. Iframes. Think of an iframe as a window on your web page that displays another web page inside it. The iframe tag stands for inline frame. So far, so good. This can be useful for embedding things like maps, videos, or even other web pages directly into your site. This is, for example, how you add YouTube videos to your website. Let's add one. I'll start with the iframe. Next goes the SRC attribute. SRC, okay, let's add one. I'll start with the iframe tag. Okay, this is wait a minute, where is it? I lost it. I'll start with the iframe tag. next goes the src attribute. Src stands for source, which is the URL of the video we want to embed. Just like pointing someone to where they can watch the video, src points your iframe to the content it should display. No, I don't think we need that. Just like pointing someone to where they can watch the video, src points your iframe to the content it should display. It's where we put a link to the web page we want to. A YouTube link. Put a link to a YouTube video. To the YouTube video we want to show. It's where we put a link to the YouTube video we want to show. Let's put the link to the Baldur's Gate 3 official full intro cinematic. To the Baldur's Gate 3 video. If I refresh the page, okay, refresh the page. There it is. There it is. This little video frame that's already clickable. Already clickable. Now if I click, and if I click, the video starts to play. I can mute, rewind, pause, and do some other simple actions. But I can't go full screen, open it full screen. I can't go full screen, open it full screen, and the frame is I can't open it full screen, and the frame is quite small. But there are several things to improve here. There are several things to improve here. I can't open it full screen. The frame is quite small, and there is also this frame. Our iframe is quite small. There is this ugly border around it, and I can't open the video full screen. Okay. To remove the border, we use the... Let's fix that. To remove the border, we use the frame border attribute, and I'll set it to 0. So the border size is 0, and the ugly border is gone. To increase the width of the to increase the width of the iframe, I can use I'll use the width attribute. I'll use the width attribute, pretty much like we did with images. What about 560. It's in pixels. Pixels, big pixels. What about 560 pixels? I can set the height to, that'll be 315 pixels. To allow full screen, we use allow full screen attribute. It doesn't have a value. Just having it like this will do the job. And the window, the iframe is bigger now. To allow full screen, we use the allow full screen attribute. It doesn't have a value. Just having it like this will do the job. And now if I play the video, I should be able to watch it full screen. In full screen. Okay. And that's it for iframes. They are easy to use and very powerful. But remember to use them sparingly. Too many iframes can slow down your page. Not everything needs to be embedded directly on your page. Not everything needs to be embedded. Too many iframes can slow down your page. Okay, and that's it for the iframes. And what I want to do now is to let ChatGPT write a section on HTML comments. One, two. Okay. So it'll be, actually it's going to be segment 17. Now, what about this one? Go. Okay, so now let's talk about HTML comments. It's like whispering a secret in someone's ear. The browser won't spill it to the viewers. Comments are great for leaving notes or explaining what a section of code does without affecting your page appearance. Okay, where it's this one. Actually, I like how it allow you to include notes in the code which the browser ignores. Use them to explain sections or HTML or to hide code from displaying. To add a comment. Okay, here is how you make. Let's practice. Imagine you're working on your web page and want to remind yourself why you added a specific section or need to leave a note for a future update. Let's leave a note for a future update. Okay, you can place a comment right there in the code. This way you can clearly mark the beginning and ending. Now the browser remembers. I'm not sure that I really like that. In the world, there is a little secret that's not immediately obvious when you first start coding. Oh my God, this is so awful. And that secret is comments. Now you might be thinking, comments, what are they and why do I need them? Well, comments in HTML are like the nodes. You create a comment with to start and create a comment with and add everything you type in between these markers are ignored by the browser. Browser ignores and won't display. Okay, and won't show and won't display. Okay, it's like why use comments? Imagine you're working on a project with a bunch of 8 different sections. You could use comments to leave notes for yourself about what each section does. Or maybe you're testing out different bits of code and want to temporarily turn off a piece without deleting it. Just wrap it in a comment and it's like it's not even there. Comments are useful when you want to leave notes for yourself or to leave notes for yourself or other developers about what your code does. Also, when you're testing out different when you are testing out different bits of code and you want to temporarily turn off a piece without deleting it. Just they are useful for when you are testing out different bits of code and want to temporarily turn off a piece without deleting it. Just you wrap it in a comment, and it's like it's not even there. They're also useful. Okay. So what was the last option? Barbecue. Okay. Let's write here pizza ordering form for us to easily recognize. Nice. What's this form is about? Is about let's start a comment here and end it here. This way, or pizza size options won't appear on the page, in the browser, on the page. Okay, how do you refresh this? Refresh the page. There you go. Our pizza size radio buttons are gone. HTML comments don't appear on the web page, but are visible in the page source view. Source code. So avoid sensitive information. Avoid leaving there sensitive information. To use the source code in Chrome, click View Developer View Source Code, and there they are. So it'll be a View Developer View Source Code. And there they are. Comments are useful when you want to leave notes for yourself or other developers about what your code does. They are also useful. Okay, great. I think this is enough. And what else can we do? Frames are covered, and there is key takeaways. There is only the course summary left. Okay. Is it by default? I think it is. Let's then task ChatGPT to generate us segment script for the segment 19. Throughout this course, we embarked on a, could you be more from understanding? I really don't like this one. But maybe this part has course practical. Okay, no, but congratulations. You've learned the most important things about HTML. You've taken a significant step forward understanding the foundation. Learned HTML basics. Many useful tags. You learned forms, HTML forms, and many type and inputs. How to create tables, lists, how to structure a web page, and how to embed other web pages properly. also have a sneak peek of what happens to the submitted forms on the server. Okay. I believe you have a solid foundation for building to start building websites, but HTML is just the beginning. You'll need CSS to make your website beautiful, JavaScript to make it interactive, to make it interactive, and PHP or other backend language to backend programming language to manipulate users, to store and manipulate users' data. I like it. To further, to curious standards. Okay, now let's see. No, this is crap. All right, we've come a long way together and you've learned a lot. Let's take a moment to reflect. I like this phrase. Page more interactive and functional with links and forms. So this skill set is crucial, not just for web development. Okay, let's do this one too. I want to. Remember, HTML is just the beginning. It's the skeleton, but to dress it up, make it interactive, and turn into a full-fledged application, there's more to learn. Okay, this can be useful. CSS will be your next step. It's how you add styles. Okay. I like this one. And here, the world continuously responsive. Remember, the key to becoming a great developer is practice. Build projects no matter how small each project. I think I would want to do something like this. No, this is crap. All right. You made it to the end of Journey through HTML, and what a journey it's been. No, starting from the very without integrating links throughout this course, we emphasize, so we're evolving. try to throughout to embark. We've covered a lot as we progressed. Moreover, but what does it? I really don't like the language. Moreover, we introduced you to through practical examples and how but where does this knowledge lead? HTML is backbone. Well, with intonations and right voice, I could make it work, but this course is aimed to give you a strong foundation in HTML, and we hope it sparked a passion for web development in you. Keep learning, keep coding, and who knows where this journey, like what? You learned the essence of HTML basics? No. Images? Where this will be useful? The skills, foundational, whether to aim. It serves as the groundwork. What's next? As you move forward, consider this course as the first step. Dive into this is awful. And just like that, you've made it to the end of our HTML course 4. You've come a long way from not knowing with PHP to being able to endure. Okay, basics, text, structuring, forms, embedding, comments, the importance of semantics. There is no line. The skills you've acquired will be incredibly useful in many areas, for personal projects, for education, and for professional development. Okay. This part I quite like. What's next? Now that you have a solid foundation in HTML, learn CSS. Dive into JavaScript. Okay, I think it is enough, and I can make the information we have, can make a good summary with the information we already have. So let's work on that. And I would say that's it